Hey, you guys, and welcome to Book Haul Monday, where there's a book haul every Monday while supplies last. And I got the last of my book outlet orders in, my 5th one. See, there was only one, and then my 4th one. And I also have my 3rd one in here because I would have unboxed it with the 2nd one, but as many of you know by now, my 2nd one went on Mary Chase across states. And of course, I got a lot more books for you after that. So we're gonna be here for a while. Let's get started on this box first, I guess, because it's gonna be way easier to open than that other one, because that one is always difficult to open. I swear, it's like always takes me like the longest of times to do it. It's really sad, really. But hey, this is what unboxings are for, right? So you can see the magic happen and everything. Let's see. Yeah, I got another coupon, I see. But let's do like a little sneaky peek. What? Okay. So, let's get started on the main reason I made this book outlet order. And it was P.S. I Still Love You by Janina, and this is the sequel to All the Boys I Loved Before, and I picked it up so that we could see them side by side. Look at the beautifulness of that. Look at that. Look at that. I just in love. So most of you guys probably know by now, P.S. I Still Love You follows Laura Jean, and she used to write all these letters to boys that she loved before, like, and then she would like put them in her hat box or something, and she wouldn't send them out. But one day, they all disappeared, and all the letters were sent out, and she has to deal with the repercussions of that. Now I really want to read P.S. I Still Love You before read To All the Boys I Loved Before I read P.S. I Still Love You. So I'm not sure if I'm still going to do that. Yes, no, maybe so. I kind of want to finish Sirius, so we'll see. We'll see. And then I got The Just City by Jo Walton, and I just now got in her for my other book outlet order, My Real Children, but I couldn't resist after I saw this on here, especially since next month for the hashtag Yearathon is Mythology Month. And if you look right here, this takes place in the past a little bit. It's kind of like it's a time traveling type of book. So they have the gods, or like some of the gods, I guess, created this just city, and it's like people from all like different walks of life and times. So like there's this peasant girl from like 100 AD, I know, she's really bright and whatever, and then it's just kind of like a learning thing. And then one day, I guess, Apollo, he decides to like live there as a human because he's like interested in what these humans understand more than he does, and everything changes, I guess, when Socrates appears. See, it's some weird stuff that I'm talking to you about, right? So I'm really looking forward to this, and I've been wanting to read it for a while. So yeah. And then this one may be kind of shameful. This is where I knew that, this is the box where I knew I was sliding back into my old habits, but I couldn't resist after I saw it there for a second night. And it is World War Z, the Zombie and the Zombie Survival Guide box set. So look at it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And I say it's shameful because I already own World War Z, but I wanted the bigger paperback. That's how I justified it. So now this one's just going to be in my purse, I guess. That way I can have a book to read whenever. And this one, let me take off the plastic. There's a lot more unboxing going on here. Try not to get the book. Try not to get the book. I mean, usually I probably would have used my teeth, but that's not good. I've been trying to break myself of that habit. But I saw the movie. I love the movie, but I heard a lot of people saying the movie is not like the book. So, and this is just a survival guide, I guess, to everyone learning how to, if you want to survive in a zombie apocalypse. There's just some general rules, and I heard that it's really great. So, most of you probably know that this is just like a zombie apocalypse thing where zombies happen, but I think it's told in like essays and stuff. So, I'm really looking forward to that, and box sets. I love box sets, and I've been resisting some, so it's nice to actually get one after all this time. So putting them back is the hardest part. So last but not least, that I see in here besides the book outlet thing is this one is another one that I maybe just got at the last second. It is Harrison Squared by Daryl Gregory. Look at it. It looks so pretty. Cover. I love. No one saw that. This one follows this boy, and his nickname is H2, but his real name is Harrison. And he is this like lonely teenager. He's like deathly afraid of water ever since he was a kid, and his dad was supposedly like eaten like when they're at sea by a sea monster or whatever. But apparently he may be like psychically attuned to like the supernatural. So anyway, they moved to the worst place on Earth for him. It's like this island or something surrounded by the Atlantic, and he is deathly afraid of water. Remember that. And there's all these things that supposedly go bump in the night there, and he has a creepy high school, and his mom is a marine biologist who disappears after like the first day, and so there's like this mystery he has to solve. It came out this year. How could I resist? I was like, I want to read it, but I better get it now. Had that same theory for P.S. I Still Love You and everything else. Really gotta go with that theory. So one more box to get, and this one was actually a sequel to something, and you know, sometimes I try not to get sequels, and sometimes I just have to no matter what. And this is the have to no matter what, because this one came out this year as well. As you guys, I missed Uprooted though, because I got to a book outlet a little late and everyone had already gotten it, and I was so sad because I ended up loving that book, and at that point I hadn't read it, but I was gonna get it either way. And so here we have Half the World by Abercrombie, and this is the sequel to Half a King, which just fell off my bed like 5 seconds ago. Come on. No, that wasn't what it fell off. I'm sorry. There are just like so many books here. So this is Half a King. Look, they look so nice together, and this one seems to be just a little bit bigger, so I can't wait to get started on this. They didn't send me a another coupon. They sent me a coupon. I'm so happy. I have like 4 of those now, and I hadn't had any before for a long time. So Half a King just follows this boy, and he is like born with a deformed hand or whatever, so no one really like expects him to be in line for the throne. It's up to his brother, and his father just kind of ignores him. Then one day they die, and then one day he's betrayed by another family member, and I guess he has to earn back like the rights, like his kingdom, because he's like sold away into slavery or something. I probably will know for sure more what goes on after I read the first book, because I swear I keep messing that up. So on to what was my third book outlet order. I don't know. And the first book that I got was Half Wild by Sally Green, which you guys probably already know if you saw my October TBR. I'm so excited for this book, you guys. I saw it and I couldn't resist, even though I was like trying to resist that night. It is a sequel to Half Bad by Sally Green, and this takes place in a world where there are witches, and there are black witches, and there are white witches, and black witches are supposed to be bad, and the white witches are supposed to be good. And this boy, he is born half and half, and the white witches, the good witches, have been kind of keeping him like really observed, so to speak. So there's some stuff going on, and he has to get his powers, and he knows the white witches aren't gonna get them, so I guess he tries to track down his father, I believe. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, like you guys don't even know. And then the second book that I got with that one, because I was preaching control to myself. See, one order I got only one book, and this order I got 2 books though. But I got The Last 4 Days of Paddy Buckley by Jeremy Massey, and I was so excited for this book, you guys, because I had gotten it for review. But the kind of review like they sent me, it didn't work on my Kindle, and I was so disappointed because I couldn't read it. But I saw it on Book Outlet and I had to get it. It's about the guy, and he works at this funeral home, and one night he's driving, and I guess he's upset or something. He hits somebody, and he gets out to go check on them, but he sees that they're from like the head of like the Irish mob, like someone really important. He gets back in his car and he drives away, and then next thing you know, he is in charge of this guy's funeral. So I really look forward to seeing how this works out for him and everybody else, and just come on. So the next book that I have is a graphic novel, and it is Jim Butcher's Dresden Files Welcome to the Jungle. It's illustrated by Andrew Safe, and it looks like this. And I have to say, you guys, you know, I love Jim Butcher. I love the Dresden Files. And this book, this is a graphic novel you can read before, if you haven't already read like the books, the series, because this takes place before. So it's just kind of like an introduction into that world. I was so excited. I gave it like 5 out of 5 stars. Obviously, I loved it. It was nice to kind of get back into that world, since I know he doesn't have a Dresden book out this year. And then I know there are more books, but they're on my Kindle. So I bought a few books on the Kindle. few. That makes it sound like nothing. I'm not sure if I ever like hauled this one yet, but I know I talked about it a lot. It's The 5 Stages of Andrew Barclay by Shaun David Hutchinson. And it just follows this boy who his family like all dies, and he's the only one that survives, and he just hangs around this hospital until one night this other boy is brought in who's like burned, and it like seems to be in a worse position than him. They start bonding, and I guess he like sees hope for the future or whatever. So I'm really hoping to get to that soon. And then I got Every Last Word by Tamara Island Stone. And I've heard, like, this is a really white cover, and all it says is Every Last Word. I'll be linking all the books down below, though. But I think it's about this girl, and she can't, and I guess she's hiding, like, her OCD-ness from her friends, I think. I don't know. There were so many books that they're just all jumbled in my head, and I forgot to look this one up. But I think it's that one. And then I got The Bone Rolled by Mary Holland. It was $1.99, and I think it is still $1.99, and I'll link it down below for those of you who want to check that out. And it takes place in this world where this girl, she has this gift of determining birth, right? I guess if it's a girl or boy, or maybe if it's just going to be healthy or not, whatever dystopian world these people live in. And then one day her mother dies, and it's kind of just up to her, and it's a very like pivotal power. And then like she kind of doesn't want to do it anymore, and then she has to do this favor for a friend of her mom who was like going after somebody for the death of her son or something. There's just like this whole convoluted mess about secrets, and so I really want to get to it, and I'll link, you know, and you guys can go read the synopsis because they'll explain it better than I could. And then the next thing that I have is Things Gone Awry by Jane Matthewson. I don't know if you guys should really be able to see this. I like this cover. So this one follows it takes place in London one day where all of these things have gone missing. Random things like a front of a house, like a car bumper or something. Someone lost their way to the job. And then it follows this boy Jake, who recently moved there with his father after his mom died. And he's good at finding weird things, except that his relationship with his father, that seems to be fading, and that seems to be a thing. If you guys haven't noticed, the last 2 books that I mentioned, I guess they fall into that magical realism, wishy-washy kind of thing. So I'm really looking forward to it. And then I got that one when it was $1.99 on the Kindle, but I think it went back to regular price. And then I saw that they had The Understanding of Women by Janie Matthewson. I forgot to look what this one up was, I guess, before this video. So I'll just link it down below. You guys can go check it out. I'm just not even going to attempt to try to remember at this point. It just would seem sad. And then I got Thorn and Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I already actually own the physical book, but I figured, hey, it was 99 cents, so I decided to go ahead and get it on my Kindle, and maybe I'll actually get to it faster than not. And then I got Fitted to be Tied by Mary Combs, and I actually just read this not too long ago for the #Yearathon, and this is a sequel to All Kinds of Tied Down, and it follows Muriel and Ian, who both work for the U.S. Marshal Department, and they're partners, and they've been friends for years, but there may be something deeper within, and we just go through their life in the first book, and of course in the second book. I love them. They're near and dear to my heart. And then last but not least, I believe, is The Orphan Tales in the Garden by Catherynne and Valente. This one is not the actual cover. They do actually have the cover on here. If I don't know if you guys can see that right there. So it looks like that. And it's kind of similar to Arabian Nights, I guess, in which this girl, she is telling this prince who like wanders into her garden all these different kind of tales, and they kind of lead up to something, I guess, because there's an adventure. I read the first few pages. It seems fantastic, and it was like $1.99 on the Kindle at the time, so I was like, I had to get this. I had to get this. So those are all the books that I have to show you. I'm just making sure, and I'm double checking, because you know, I just like, if there's anything I miss, I guess I'll just like let you guys know later. But those are all the books that I got. You guys let me know down below if there are any books that you guys were interested in, any books that you guys plan to get. Which new books have you guys gotten in lately? Which recommendations would you get? Recommend me, and I'm gonna go and try not to buy anything else for a length of time. Bye, you guys.